What's up? Gonna do a bit of a continuation of the last stream. See if I can actually make anything. I should probably back up the code here. I don't have any sort of Git server or Git setup for this specific project at the moment, so it's not in source control. So it's good for me to back it up occasionally. Let's go into this studio. I might be browsing different models and seeing if I could find anything even remotely as good as Gemma 4 for small local models. Because I was trying the 27 billion parameter Quen 3.6, or is it 3.5, 3.6, and also the 35 billion experts one. They're just too slow on this computer. The pre-fill takes minutes and it's just not viable to use. I mean, it could be used, but it would be so slow, and it just had to be something that would queue up and let run for who knows how long. So I want to see if I can potentially use Gemma 4 or something else, but at this point, some of the code was adjusted and I need to fix it. It's using some of the defaults are models that I don't want to use. Like I said, those big ones. So I'm going to get, let me put my visualizations on for this one. Is that? I'll go into that mode. Oh, it doesn't work. For some reason, that one doesn't work. But why? Not sure. There we go. Anyways. Let's do a search for this. Why would this exist? Okay, I'm just going to delete that. Well, it's not in there, so okay, this is the test project. Go to definition. Yeah, that's fine. Hmm. Oh, that looks terrible. Well, I'll turn it off if it's super distracting. Let's pull up. Oh, it's not in this mode. Switch to this view. Properties. This is AI Studio with Gemini 3.1 Pro preview. And I was going over ideas for this, basically turning a stream into a short highlight video. But using those good models is not viable on this computer. So like the Quen. Let's pull up Hugging Face. Maybe the Olama website. See what other models exist. Maybe there's something new. So I probably need tooling, is my guess. I'm trying to think if vision would make sense. Probably not. self-improving family of open source agentic. Oh, that's relatively small. How is it self-improving? Aloha. How's it going? Stream layout is weird. Yeah. I can turn that off if it's distracting. Let's see. How's that? There's a window on top of oh. Yeah, that's the AI chat thing. Although you're bothered by the visualization from the audio. Let's see if I can fit this over here. There we go. How's that? Let's see. Maybe we could try this one. Or yeah. Let's see if this is on this website. There's the 9B. So we could probably maybe do the 4-bit one. I'll download that. Let's see. Question is, does this need a special thing to run it? Oops. Can try the 4-bit. You're saying open source model. Gemma 4 for the stuff that I'm doing is the only one at this point that is capable of outputting JSON, like perfectly, correctly formatted JSON structures, JSON. Every other model that I've tried of this size is not able. So, and my computer isn't good enough to run like Qwen 3.6, 35B or 27B because I have a GPU with 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So I have tried using that, but the prefill is so slow that it's painful to try to run it. Yeah, so I'm going to try this other one and see if it's decent. Orbit. Whoops. Let's run that and see what Gemini Pro says. E4B. This is a E4B variant of Gemma 4. I don't know the differences. Do you mean of like Quen? Yeah, I think I had tried one of the smaller Quen models and it just wasn't consistent like Gemma 4 for the specific task that I was doing. Let's see what this says. It looks pretty good. I'm going to copy this, paste it into my document. Do you do programming if you're still here? Like what type of stuff do you make or are interested in making? Although I don't know if I would call this, it is so different than traditional programming at this point. But I just don't have the desire to do hand coding when I have this available to me. Let's see. Trying to find the right folder. Here it is. Replace that. Oops, that's kind of weird. What is this hand coding? What do you mean? Oh, express your feelings, the AI, yeah. Okay. Let's delete this. I mean, this level of difficulty and stuff that I'm trying to do now is so much more advanced than I would consider trying to do when I was just programming stuff normally. So at the very least, the AI stuff has opened up the possibility of better and more useful things. But part of the issue is that the domain knowledge of more difficult tasks, I don't really have that. So, for example, I've been making a script for one of my photo editing programs, and some of the topics are pretty advanced in how to adjust images, like the white balance, getting automatic white balance for raw image photos, or raw formatted photos from a camera. That's kind of like high level scientific levels of difficulty and understanding that you need. So it kind of, so far it's been working in some ways, but I've had issues with it. Stuff like that. And the AI isn't smart enough either to figure it out. At least the ones that I have access to. Anyways. Whoops. Expand this, put this over here. So this is the design idea for this thing that I'm going to try to make. Last time I streamed this, I came up with the general idea and some of the ways to go about it with the Gemini Pro. The general idea is I make these drink reviews and I stream them. And it's pretty easy just to clip it a little bit and upload it as a standard video. But there's platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels, where I want that vertical, shorter format video, but I don't want to spend the time to edit those kind of like side projects, side things for a drink review or something where it's just not super important, but it would be nice to have that type of format and shorter length video. So the idea would be to look through those stream VODs of a drink review or whatever, and then, analyze it, clip it down and everything. I have a lot of the framework for that already because of this other project. So some of it's basically done, but there's still a lot. And I think the challenge for me will be local AI and like how advanced and how functional it'll be to actually make it work. Because if I had, 128 gigabytes of VRAM type thing, or like a RTX 6000 that has 96 gigabytes of VRAM on it, something like that would probably be the type of hardware to make this more viable locally. And I'm not going to pay for a web service type AI. I don't want to do that. So, anyways, I'm going to try to augment my project and see if we can do this. So that other model should be downloaded by now. I have to copy it over and see how it is. Let's put it into there. Put this in here. Also going to back up this project real quick, just in case. Copy. To some of the other drives I have on this computer. Lot of tea. Lots of let's ask this thing. Whoops. It's possible that needs updated because I probably built that and made it quite a while back. I just don't remember any of the commands or anything to deal with this. Yeah, I don't want to do that. Compile from source. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I compiled it. Looks like those might have copied over. Hopefully I don't run out of compute on this thing. Because I'm doing all free tier stuff. I can update it. Let's see. Put that over there. Here we go. Developer command prompt. Everything is so easy now. It would probably have taken me half hour just to figure out what I needed to do with this. Let me give it a screenshot. I wonder if I had copied it from somewhere that I don't know. You already backed it up. But I guess I can do this. Actually, this should have renamed it. Yeah. Got the 2 in there. This thing. I don't need that for now. Like, how would it do this? Oh. I'm so used to not thinking. There we go. I mean, this might be it. I'll have to test this and make sure that it works. Why is there a face? I don't know what that is. I think I'm going to use Copilot. See if this will work. At least once that's done. Okay, select solution. That's odd. Who knows how long this is going to take. Well, guess that's going to take a while. No disc release for GTA 6. I can't imagine how this thing is probably going to be huge. Oh, is it done? Just make sure that this still works. Let's go there. Transcription. Just pick one of these just in case. Let's run this. So this takes a file in this project, and it's going to run a local OpenAI Whisper, but it's a subset. It's a forked project called Whisper Timestamped. So it gets more accuracy with the transcription. And this is run through obviously a C# WinForms application, but that runs a Python script and all of the other stuff. And then it pulls in all of the data, like the console stuff happening, and it logs it. Then after that happens, it runs this, let's see what it's called, acoustic analyzer with I'm trying to remember what the name of it is. It's another project, another open source, librosa. So this thing looks at the audio again, and it relates like positioning and such related to the actual audio. So it kind of tries to offset and fix things a little bit even more, I think, from what I remember. So that's what that should do. So that appeared to work. Let's go into the auto editing thing. Click this. And then this should use Gemma 4. And it has an issue. Nine. Oh. Those are correct. CPP. Oh, it's dot instead of dash. Let me close these for a second. Nope. Nope. Close this, close this. There we go. Forgot that I had that big window up too. Where's my mouse? Let's try this again. here. Nope. So it says should be defaulted. There's obviously some issue with the code. I delete these. Maybe once they're set, it's locked in. Switch here for a second. Okay. So I reset those. Let's see if that makes a difference. So there's an issue with the code there. AI programming. Yeah, that's broken. There we go. I can hear the GPU spinning up. There we go. Stream intro. Appearance, branding, nutritional, caffeine, can design, initial taste, final verdict. Nice. Let me try this other model. Whoops. Let's see if I can. Trying to see if it's using it. I think it is. It's a little bit slower than Gemma 4. It was going 50 something versus 30. 8. So much easier to read. I also need code to fix where I'm scrolling. I don't want it to automatically jump down if I'm scrolled. It's possible there could be parameters that I would need to set specific for this other model versus Gemma 4. I'd have to look at the code and figure out what's going on with it. Question is where? I could work on these to make them more useful. I don't see where it actually tells the thing how to make JSON formatted data structures. It's possible that the prompts don't even tell these models how to do it, which could explain why I had so many issues with certain ones. And this thing's still going. Wow, it actually worked. So now we have two models that can do this stuff. I mean, it's actually I don't know what that means. I don't know what this is. I don't see it in here. Okay, this is just some sort of like piped in piece of server data. It's separate. Cool. So that worked. So what we can do now is try this out and see what happens. I don't know why I can't select the solution. I mean, add the... Yeah. I'm going to bet that it's going to run out of compute before it finishes this thing. And then I'll have a half-finished project. Now, the general idea is... Well, it's a large project that I've been working on for a little bit. And the general idea for this specific thing is I do these drink reviews live usually. So on Amazon Live, Twitch, and YouTube, like a specific YouTube channel. And it's easy to make a very simply cut standard video, but I would like to have an automatic thing that would take that and turn it into a vertical highlight video. So it needs to adjust the video in ways that work vertically. Because I gave it some ideas where I'm going to have like a standard picture-in-picture of the full video, and then on the bottom it's going to have like a cropped view of it. And then also it needs to cut down. Usually these reviews are maybe 8 to 10 minutes long, and it needs to cut it down to 3 minutes, like under 3 minutes. So we'll have to look at the actual video transcript, which is some of the stuff I've already implemented, is doing local transcription of video files. There's something called OpenAI Whisper, and then there's a trying to think of a word, a forked project of the OpenAI Whisper system that does time code accuracy to the word. But so it's kind of good enough to potentially edit from. And then I added some of my own stuff to give even more accuracy of the words with time stamping and time coding. So that gives me like a base of, we've got transcription, we've got time code accuracy to the word, and now we're going to try to make this thing that'll use that as a base, and then try to do all of this other stuff to make a automatic highlight video. We'll see. So my last stream, I was going over the idea and just trying to see if it was viable. The problem is, for me, I don't have the hardware to run high quality, larger models. So that's going to be my main issue, most likely. Because I think it's very viable. It's very possible with the current AI technology. But I don't want to pay for a cloud service AI thing. So I'm limited to what I can do locally, which is pretty much 7B, 8B, 7 billion, 8 billion parameter models. So I found Gemma 4 to be very nice. It's a 4-bit version of Gemma 4. And also this new one that I just found today. Let me see if I have the web page up. I think I closed the web page. But there's another one that might work as well. So I could even use these two models in combination. We'll see. But right now I'm using Visual Studio Copilot chat on the free tier to see if it can. And I have this computer here is a 9900X AMD CPU, 64 gigabytes of RAM, and my GPU is a RTX 4060 8 gigabyte. So the main limitation is the 8 gigabyte graphics card. Let's expand this a little bit. Actually, maybe I'll put my face cam down here. Oops. Oh, you got a couple 3090s. Yeah, that would be nice. Are those 24 gigabyte? Something like that for the VRAM? Yeah, I think even one 3090 would, yeah, that would be nice. Probably be able to fit, do you run the Quen 3.6, what is it, 24B? Like a 4-bit version, decently? Because I think that would probably make this more viable. Some model like that that's at least one tier higher of function. And then there's the 35B Quen 3.6. Let's see what this thing. Using one simple 6-phase AI-driven pipeline assumptions. So I'm guessing all of this looks like it edited stuff. Implement plan. Let's see. Get this out of the way. Task complete. So it looks like it changed some code here. I'm going to save this in here just in case. Yeah, it seems fine. Just run it and see what happens. Sure. I did back up the project just in case. So in addition to the transcription stuff, I have plugins for my video editing software, which I don't know if I should run it now because it might lock things up with the whatever this is doing. But that's kind of the part of the puzzle is the video editing program can do full editing and programmatic adjustments to video projects with that. It's a BorisFX Vegas Pro. Used to be Magic's, used to be Sony owned, but it has a very nice, robust API for doing editing. Just added 550 lines of code. Huh. Lock that down. Build failed. Hmm. Realize it's not on the same. There we go. Put this one in here as well. There we go. It's a little better. I probably should have done it in stages. So this might be too much for this thing. But it was a decently detailed plan here. Let's go over it. Try to keep this in view. There we go. Whoops. Yeah, so there's the general guideline. I said 2 minutes 57 seconds just in case. A little bit less than 3 minutes because YouTube Shorts have a 3-minute time limit to them. Let's see. Final layout features static picture-in-picture. So that's the top of the frame. So in a standard video, it's 16:9. And then for vertical videos, it's the opposite. So you've got your vertical frame, good for phones and things like that. So the general idea is basically hard coded, is that I'll have the full frame of the video on the top. And that means on the bottom portion, it's not going to be super thin because I'm using some of the top. So it's going to be a little bit better to fill the frame on the bottom with more close-ups and stuff. And then mentions the hardware issues. It does have the two models that I have in there. This one and Gemma. This one's promising. It worked. It wasn't as detailed in the result that I tested as Gemma, but this is the first other model that I've found that was able to output proper JSON structures. This is JavaScript object notation. It's basically just a data structure format that's lighter than XML. It's a lighter weight, has less characters to structure the data. So I was talking about some AI server adjustments. I might have to look at this and see how much VRAM it's using, because it's possible it might overflow. So I don't think I need that large of a context window. We'll see. Sequential execution. Yeah. Oh, this is a whole thing that I haven't even looked at. So there's apparently a Google open source project called MediaPipe. It was suggested to me by Gemini Pro, no surprise. But that'll be the visual portion of the adjustment of positioning and cropping of the bottom area of the video. So I don't know how this thing's going to figure that out. Let's put it over here. Let's take a look. So here's the Google MediaPipe suite of libraries and tools you can apply to AI and machine learning techniques in your applications. It's an open source project. Whoops. There's a GitHub. So it's going to do face detect, hand detect, things like that, which makes sense in this specific type of use case. I'm surprised this thing is still running. Oh, never mind. As I literally said. I think what I can use to continue this. Let me see if I even have anything. I wonder if I can copy this whole. Can I easily copy this? No. Come on. Ah. Sure. Next phase. Maybe we can just copy the... Oh, before I do that. Open... folder. I'll just copy some of this. Step. Copy this. Save. Oops, I'll leave this here. Ah. How do I update my extensions? Let's set the auto update. Oh, we'll close this and hope this thing can do it. This is Google's anti-gravity thing. I don't know how much. An asterisk. Thanks. I selected Gemini 3.1 Pro High, which is a very good model. Yes, always allow. Can I just have it do things? I know people have had the AI delete their hard drives and stuff, their SSDs. I haven't had that happen yet, thankfully. Anyways, here's the media pipe thing. Actually, Gemini Pro is probably capable of implementing this better than that Claude Sonnet or whatever it was. That's my guess. Watch it run out of compute before it even does anything. I wouldn't be shocked. It is a big project. It's one Visual Studio solution with multiple projects inside. So even just reading all of the code, it's probably a huge amount of tokens at this point. That's why I probably should have tried to break it down myself. Yes. Do it. Do it. Okay. Hold on. There is I can't even remember the name of the thing that it is, but it's locally built and installed Python inside a visual V and yeah. Okay. Yes. Do it. It's magical. Until I run out of compute. And then it's useless. Do it. Thinking. I don't know if I need to keep clicking that. Okay. Okay. Please continue. Six warnings, 2 errors. Looks like you have to use pieces. Inference API. Object detection. I don't know which one is supposed to be local. So at least in my case, I would want it to detect the can or the product that I'm holding. There really shouldn't be a huge amount of adjustment needed. Yes. Can locate dogs. Should we try it? No, there's a dog. Found a dog. 82% sure that is a dog. Efficient. Light to mobile. That's pretty quick. Who knows what it's running on though? Maybe it's using my GPU. I'm not sure. That was fast. Very fast. Base detector. Delegate to the CPU or GPU. 11 milliseconds. Base landmark. Landmarker. Oh wow. Gesture recognizer. Thumbs up. Yeah, that's a hand landmarker. Was it done? I don't know if it's still going. My quota's running low. No surprise. Wait, hopefully it's not reading my other one. Hold on. I have to put it in somewhere. New conversation. Opus. I'm going to modify this a little bit here. Maybe take this out. I don't know if I need this. It's probably good. Holistic landmarker. This one's slower. Wow. That's pretty cool. Image classifier. %70 golden retriever. Look at that. That's pretty cool. Oh, it isolated the subject. Segmenter. Wow. Dog. Post landmarker. Audio language detector, text classifier. Very positive. I don't know. Okay, I get it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a lot of potential with this. Lots of potential. Oh, individual quota. Bro, that was dumb. Let's switch to dish one. No. Is there anything else? Or is it? It's a combined quota. You're flipping kidding me. Trying to think if I have any other options here. This thing probably needs updated too. Well, that's I'll save whatever this thing is. So it looks like Google stopped supporting the VS Code plugin. Update. I don't know if I have any other options. We'll see. I could give it to Gemini Pro AI Studio account. It's getting kind of late, so I'm probably not going to do it today. But I'll have to do it by hand if I do that. Trying to see if I can update anything here. Update. Is Codex the OpenAI one? Hmm. I think I have that one on here. I have cursor. Yeah, I do have. thing doxing me. What other ones do I have? Cursor. Let me just do this. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know if I have any other options here that are super useful right now. Except maybe codecs. Yeah, this one might work for a little bit. It looks like they're all using VS Code, like a modified VS Code. It's funny. So they take VS Code and then they slop their own stuff on it for a little bit. And yeah, it's funny. Ideally, it would be nice if I could run a large local model and then not have to care about any of this. But hardware. I mean, it's not to say that a lot of the local models, or even some of them, would be up to the same level as these, but there are some pretty large advanced ones at this point. But you basically need a fast computer and probably like a terabyte of very fast memory. So you could either do it with a bunch of GPUs in a large computer, which is what a lot of people do, but also something like the M5 Ultra Mac, once it comes out, will probably be a pretty decent option. I don't know, the compute won't likely match any type of NVIDIA, like high-end NVIDIA GPU, but it might be good. Who knows? Oops, I'm zoning out. Yes, just run it. But who knows when that's ever going to come out, and it's probably going to be $10,000+. Probably more like 20,000 is my guess for one with a large amount of RAM. But chances are it's not going to be even offered in 1 terabyte of RAM. I should probably read those before I click on them. Yeah, it's doing quite a bit here. This thing's going to be a huge mess, probably. Yes. Because if we look at some of the models, it's going to go on this one. This is a little cleaner of a website. Oops. Okay, where's the... Oh. So we go tools. That one's might be cloud only. This one's 756 billion parameter. I don't know if you can even download this one. Yeah, it might not be able to download that one. Minimax coding. This is 512. Wait, is no, it's context window. Okay, this is another cloud only. I don't know if there's a way to not show those. Tools thinking. Let's look at this one. Yeah, that's 1.04 trillion parameters. So if you, oh, okay, that's a cloud only. Seems to be the theme here. Whoops. Let's see. Cloud only? Yep. Okay, I'm just not going to click the ones that say can I download the big one? I think there's a 3.6. Maybe this is exclusive to Llama doing the cloud thing. Doing? Let's look at the other one. What an odd name for a website. So in this case, whoops. I don't know if there's one specific to coding. Is this thing done or did it run out? Actually, let me stop that. Make a new chat window. I'm going to delete that. Put that there. That's the wrong one. How did I do that? This one. There should be tool use. Yeah. Here's some of the bigger ones. So the GLM, I would assume you could download it here, but that is a huge thing. 300, 500 gigabytes, 1.5 terabytes. So that one's too much. I don't know how they run these servers. It must be so expensive to host these things. Yeah, anyways, if you have like I said, for example, once the Apple M5 Ultra, that makes the most logical sense, assuming it's going to have enough compute. Is it like a self-contained, lower power, easy to implement? In that case, actually, I'm picking the wrong stuff. So that would be the MLX thing. So these ones. So there's that GLM thing again. Kimi 2.7 code, that could be a potentially good one. That's a 1 trillion parameter though, that's huge. Do I have to read this? Yeah. So, I mean, it seems like there are local options. You just need the hardware for it. DeepSeek, that's a big one, well-known one. So that would fit into a 1 terabyte Mac. But the problem is that if it doesn't have enough compute, it's not going to be amazingly useful, especially with how many parameters that is. So, I mean, it really depends. The current M3 Ultra is not, it doesn't have enough compute, really. Because I've seen people on the local LLM subreddit complain about that. Because they're spending it so much and they're buying these things and it just doesn't have enough compute to do those really large models. Close this. Whoops. I'll open the chat window for this. Just make sure that's saved. Whoops. Probably going to run out of compute on whatever this thing is. I think it's the OpenAI one. I'm not even sure at this point. Anyways, I'm going to do something while this is running. I'll be back. Well, E2E. What is E2E? Okay, this is a large document. End to end. Well, I think that's fine for now. I'm going to take a look at this off stream and figure out what the heck all of it was and if anything even actually works, which I kind of doubt. But it's interesting. Normally, you do not want to do this. So you want to do things in little pieces that you can verify yourself and understand what it is. And yeah. So doing it all in one big go is generally a bad idea. But we'll see. Yeah. I'm surprised this didn't run out of compute. I wish they would show like how much is left, but anyways. Yeah, I'm going to head out. Peace. See ya.